Hey guys, and welcome back to Fringe Friday. I am Carmen, and today we are watching season 2, episode 7 of Fringe. And as always, I am just really excited to get back into the show and see what new insanity awaits this week. So, last week we had a really cool episode, and it was Broyles centric. And you guys know that, I really love Broyles now. So I really liked it. I love getting more into characters and figuring out who they are and why they are the way that they are. And that episode definitely delivered. We got Broyles' past, his ex-wife. He has kids, which I think we knew. We knew he had an ex-wife for sure. I can't remember if we knew that he had kids for sure or not. But I would love to see him with his kids. I would love to see that interaction because, like I said a lot in the post-episode discussion last week, it's a softer, more gentle side to Broyles that is really cool to see. He's an onion and we're peeling apart the layers and figuring out who he is, just like all the characters on the show. And I just love that. We also found out that Broyles has friends in high places in Van Horn who kind of really broke a lot of regulation to get him the information so that he could keep pursuing this case because it originally was his case. We also got a visit from the CIA at the end of the episode, and aliens confirmed. I mean, definitely some sort of intelligent creature from outer space exists in the shadow thing. So that's interesting. Another piece of the puzzle. And yeah, I think that's really all that I have to say. So let's just get into this episode and see what else can happen.
I said get out of the car now.
What's going on?
You okay?
You have no idea what you're dealing with.
Okay. Is there something wrong with the kid? Is he What? What's happening? What's happening? Is it that guy?
What the hell are you doing? Gibson, I'm talking to you.
I don't think he's in control. What is he doing? No, don't kill him. Is it the kid or is it the ponytail guy? The ponytail guy? The kid looks a little bit freaked out, right? No. Okay, I think that the one guy seems like he's not he's not in on it, you know what I mean? He seemed like he was trying to actually warn them. And the ponytail guy and the kid the kid seemed freaked out too. And the ponytail guy is bad, I think.
I've already formed an hypothesis to what happened to you. Mesmerism, hypnotism.
Walter, hypnosis can't make you do anything that you don't want to do.
Really? I wonder if that's true.
He works for Fleming Monroe.
The Aerospace Division of Massive Dynamic.
Oh. All roads lead back to Massive Dynamic, don't they? Walter's never been here. This is his first time, isn't it? What?
The screen in the elevator said there were 73 laboratories. Is that right?
Yes.
He's like, wow.
It's amazing.
It's like Disneyland for Walter.
So is it possible that these men are trying to extort secrets from Massive Dynamic?
We have come to the same conclusion.
Well, would you care to share what kind of secrets?
Share.
Dr. Carson performs sensitive and highly classified work.
What I do here, it's my life.
Okay. What about your son?
And now if I lose him, I don't know what I'd do.
Walter understands that. Where's he going, though?
Massive dynamic. Just a name until now. Did you know that I once shared a laboratory with William Bell?
Yeah.
You might have mentioned that once or twice.
Look how much he's achieved.
Yeah, he feels left out, like a failure.
You know, he introduced me to her.
To whom?
Your mother?
Your mother. After the neurobiology conference in Berlin. It was her idea, you know, that Ellie and I would one day form a company together. We just couldn't wait, I suppose.
Oh, God. It's so sad.
You really don't want to get involved in this.
I think I just did.
Okay, it's definitely the ponytail guy then. Oh no, he's gonna hit the other guy, isn't he? Oh, okay. I think that's worse.
Get out of my store!
Dude, I think he was leaving.
You should have just given up the money.
Yeah. Like, you just saw what he did to that other guy. Why would you ever? Oh no, I don't even want to know.
Both victims are in intensive care at University Hospital, so...
Okay, so they're alive. At least.
Broyles says the suspects were good at their jobs, no criminal record. How do these two become kidnappers?
They got possessed in a way.
I theorize that the power operates through the cochlear nerve.
You mean sound?
Yeah.
An auditory trance is a far more effective path for manipulation than the other senses.
Why? Why is auditory the best path?
Then I need you to work out how to block it.
Earmuffs, some sort of way to disrupt the sound wave would probably stop it, right? If it's auditory.
Special Agent Broyles, we've just received a call for Dr. Carson. It's his son.
Okay. That's interesting.
Listen, I'll do anything you need. Anything.
$2 million unmarked bills.
Why do they want $2 million when he has all this information?
Money? All they want is money?
Right? That doesn't make sense.
Trying to squeeze a major international corporation with a kidnapping.
And it's only $2 million.
Money's the distraction.
Yeah.
They want something else.
For sure. Massive Dynamic is worth way more than $2 million.
We set a trap.
Okay, I like this plan. Trap setting.
It generates white noise.
A teddy bear versus mind control spies. Bad guys don't stand a chance.
I mean, hey, it's a good idea. If it's auditory, you have to stop it that way.
This is exciting. Do you think the FBI will ever give me a gun?
No. I do not think that they will.
My son Peter's teddy bear emits...
Okay, good. So it's working.
You will now be able to hear my voice.
Each of your team leaders will have a microphone like this one. All commands will come through the headphone.
Okay, but isn't that dangerous?
Not remove them under any circumstances. If you do, you may die a gruesome and horrible death. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.
It's like a flight attendant.
Contact made. Can anyone see the hostage?
No, he's not there.
All units move! Move!
But he's not the dangerous one. At least not the most dangerous one. Oh no. Is he dead? How is he doing it?
Help me!
How's he controlling him? I thought he was dead. Wait. Oh, it's the kid. I thought it was the ponytail guy.
Any sign of Tyler Carson?
What about Peter?
Agent Dunn? Where is he?
Tyler?
Peter.
No. I don't mean Tyler. I mean Peter.
I
Yeah.
thought he was with you.
He's gone. I can't find him anywhere.
He can't lose Peter again.
Let's see how fast this piece of junk can go.
What is wrong with this kid? You don't have enough time to pass somebody. And you can't pass on a double line, kid. God, that's why you need freaking driver's ed.
How could this have happened? The son of one of your top scientists can control people's minds? Surely that's not a coincidence.
Hello.
He's been collaborating with the pharmaceutical division.
What project?
Yes. Project.
The pilot has been given a pharmaceutical enhancement, a drug to amplify his brain.
And your son got that somehow?
Did you perchance expose your son to this so-called pharmaceutical enhancement?
Family members are absolutely ruled out.
He had to have.
I took some samples home for further research. Tyler might have found them.
Oh, it's the fucking Pez.
You really haven't thought this out, have you? I mean, you don't even have a plan.
Shut up, you sound just like my father.
He's a child. Of course he hasn't.
Do you really think that you're the first kid whose father didn't think he was good enough or smart enough? Take a number.
Oh, that's not true.
Because of this man's inability to be a proper parent, his son is kidnapped mine.
Walter!
Oh. He's very mad.
Don't stop. This has been a ton of fun, but let's get real here. It cannot go on forever. I say it's not even close to finished. Pull over.
Why did he kill those people in the convenience store though? Like what was his motive? Like, you want to get away from your dad, whatever. Why are you killing people?
I'm sorry, officer. Did I do something
I set
wrong?
up against the car.
Uh-oh, he's gonna start doing it.
Tyler? Tyler, do not force me to shoot this man. Tell them where we are. They'll try to stop us. Please! Please!
Okay, that's good. It's progress. At least Peter doesn't have to live with that, you know?
Have you made any headway?
No, he's been too scared.
Can't lose him again.
I know you're worried. We all are, but we can get Peter back. We just need you to find a way to disable Tyler.
Does Nina Sharp know the truth?
Peter always helps me. I don't know what to do. How do I do this without Peter? He always helps me.
He helps me too. But you can do this.
Walter, I know you're scared, but you're the only one that can help me.
Look, all these women died in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
So that would make them, what, about 40 now if they're alive?
What are you thinking?
His
I
mom.
don't know yet. Can you pull up his most recent search?
He thinks one of them's his mom.
What do you know about Renee Davies?
He thinks that she's his mom.
She's my ex-wife, Tyler's mother.
Oh, it is his mom.
You know, there are plenty easier ways to get money.
Yeah. Wouldn't been as fun.
Psychotic kid.
Faking your kidnapping, jacking your dad's company,
Murdering multiple people.
killing cops and innocent bystanders.
That was part of the plan, okay? You just got in the way.
You could have controlled them without killing them. I think you're evil. I'm sorry, I'm just saying.
You told me my mother was dead.
But you have to understand, she was a mess. She was on drugs.
Okay. So that is what was happening. That's what I thought, but then they confused me.
So what, you think if you find her, the two of you are just gonna live happily ever after?
We're gonna be a family again.
Those cops you killed, they have families too.
Yeah. you're totally normal, kid. You're completely crazy, but that's fine. Or psychotic, I don't know. Evil.
Okay, we know.
He's had nothing to do with the case. I don't trust them here. I think they're trying to read my thoughts.
Massive Dynamic gives me the creeps too.
I love that Astrid just is like, I don't like him either.
Mom, it's me, Tyler.
I don't know how this is gonna go.
Oh my god.
I found you.
Who's this?
Listen, I don't blame you for leaving. I blame him.
I don't understand.
Dad, he didn't want me to be with you.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Oh no, Tyler. It wasn't like that.
But it's okay now. I'm here. We can go.
Go where?
Costa Rica?
Hey,
She has a life.
What's going on?
Seth.
Hi.
Who the hell's this?
About time for us to go, Tyler. What do you say?
I think I see who's the problem here.
You know, it's been 15 years. She can move on.
Tyler, what are you doing?
He's unstable.
I need to disable Tyler now. No time to wait for Dr. Bishop. I'm going in.
Oh my gosh. I don't think that's gonna work. Broyles. Okay, but he has a bulletproof vest on. He has a bulletproof vest on. He has a bulletproof vest on. Oh gosh. Olivia, hurry.
Sir.
He took Peter. Go after them.
Go, 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 go. He's got.
We need to stop the bleeding.
Oh.
Royals, Dr. Bishop and I are approaching the house.
The bullet went clean through, and I said go.
Okay. He shot him in the arm, but he's okay. Okay.
Tyler just took off with Peter. Let's go.
Go, 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 go.
Isn't that my car?
Go faster, Astrid. You gotta become Speed Racer.
How close do we need to be?
No further than 20 feet, and the effect will only last a few seconds.
Okay, do it. Do it now.
Hurry, Peter. Peter.
Peter, son.
Yeah, he's okay. Okay, he's okay.
You always prove to be more resourceful than I give you credit for.
Is that supposed to be some sort of compliment?
Yeah. It is.
Lucky for me, you're a lousy shot.
The kid wanted to shoot you in the head. Lucky for you, I was able to pull it off center a bit. You're gonna hold this over my head for a long time, aren't you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Somehow you'll make it up to me.
I don't need any crepes.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. You were abducted. Of course you need crepes. Whenever your mother made them, you called them creeps. Drove her batty. She was a strong woman.
Is she not alive anymore? I feel like in the first season it didn't seem like she wasn't, but now it kind of seems like she was. She's not.
William, I don't know if you've been receiving these messages. I wanted to update you on the status of the Penrose-Carson experiments. One of the Tylers did, in fact, display a rather dramatic ability for mind control. He was able to locate records of his surrogate mother and, unfortunately, made a misguided attempt to reunite with her. I am suspending the experiments indefinitely.
What the hell?
You were right. Mind control is possible, given the right conditions. So despite the unfortunate circumstances, we can consider the project a success.
Massive Dynamic is fucking liars. They are keeping so many freaking secrets. Like, they're liars, okay? That's all I have to say. They're liars. They're liars. Okay, so this episode has a lot to dissect and discuss, but first, Massive Dynamic are fucking liars. And right when you think that, like, they're actually offering assistance and help, they're not. They're still being deceitful. They're still lying. Even though William Bell himself pulled Olivia into an alternate universe to tell her how to protect Earth, they're still keeping secrets from her and Peter and Walter and Broyles. Like why? If you trust this person who you experimented on when they were a child enough to pull them into an alternate dimension, universe, whatever, try to save their life, but also risk their life, make them lose people that they love that are close to them, but you don't trust them enough to tell them the truth of what the hell is going on in a situation where Peter could die. Like, it's just frustrating because I want to trust Nina Sharp and I want to trust Massive Dynamic and I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then every time that I do and I try to like build up some sort of trust in them, they just do shit like this. And it's like, why? Like, I can understand if they are trying to skirt the government, trying to not have to answer for the most likely, I'm gonna say definitely, very illegal shit that they're doing. I kind of understand it from that perspective because Olivia does work for the FBI. Broyles does, you know, he's the head of the division of Fringe for the FBI. But they're kind of like on this, they have like a get out of jail free card, right? Because of how much they've helped the Fringe division, because of the fact that the world is literally at stake here. And yet at every possible opportunity to withhold information and to not be completely honest and to not let people know what's going on, they do that. And it's frustrating to me, right? Because Olivia, Walter, Peter, Broyles, they put their lives in Massive Dynamic's hands in this situation, like in Nina Sharp's hands, in that doctor guy's hands, Carson or whatever his name was, and they're trusting them, you know, like not fully, of course, but to an extent because their lives are at stake here. Like Peter's life was literally at stake. And they're not being worthy of that trust, right? And it's frustrating too because Walter worked with William Bell for many years. They did a lot of stuff together. Like, William Bell has to know. He has to know. In fact, I think that he helped Walter to get Peter from the alternate dimension, alternate universe world, and World B, whatever. I need to find a name for it because I stumble every time. He helped get Peter from World B and bring him back to World A after his Peter died. And it's just frustrating because I think that Walter is a very interesting character with a very morally gray sort of idea about the world and the things that he does, right? Like, it's actually really interesting, right? Because I'm watching Arcane right now, and the Professor Heimerdinger guy said that, like, no science should ever put people in danger or something like that. And I don't necessarily think that Walter and William Bell share that same sentiment, right? I think that they think that the ends justify the means, right? And like, that's the vibe that I get. Like, I do think that Walter has a deep, sorry, you guys, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I think that he has a deep well of like emotion and care for people. And I think that he doesn't want to see people get hurt unnecessarily, right? Like, I don't think that he's not like this Tyler kid, right? Who is like, he was fully the ends justify the means, but to the extent that he was willing to just kill people to get there. Whereas I think that Walter in that situation wouldn't do what that kid did, but I do think that he thinks that scientific discovery is worth some things that maybe you and I wouldn't feel that it was worth. You know what I mean? Like scientific advancement. I think that Walter and William Bell feel that it's, you have to crack a few eggs to make an omelet sort of thing, you know? I know I'm mixing metaphors and speaking very like strangely, but I hope that what I'm trying to say is coming across, because I feel like what I'm trying to say is that Massive Dynamic and William Bell knowing, sorry, it's really hard to try to explain my train of thoughts, you know? But William Bell trusts Nina Sharp, right? Like they have a relationship built fully on transparency and trust. And at least it seems like to me. And so like she knows all the fucked up shit that he's done, and she's okay with it because I kind of get the feeling that she might be in love with him, but I don't know. That's speculation for a different day. But I'm just saying, like, they have that relationship, right? And so I'm assuming, we know that Nina knew Walter at some point when Peter was a kid, right? I think based off this episode that Nina Sharp knows that Peter is from World B and that World A's Peter passed away. Now, all of this rambling to say, and I'm really sorry that it took me so long to get here, but all of that, put all that together, and Nina Sharp should trust Walter, right? Because they kind of share the same, in my opinion, morally gray outlook, right? That scientific advancement and technological advancement and understanding the way things work and figuring out new, cool, exciting ways for things to work is worth breaking a few eggs, you know, cracking a few eggs, whatever. So it's frustrating to me to see that they don't. Also, I'm just now thinking, like, you know, when we had the Nina Sharp kissing Broyles moment that like threw me completely off guard. What if Nina Sharp is trying to get in like closer to Broyles to ingratiate herself and even further into his life in order to sort of siphon off information that Broyles, the strictly work relationship professional person, wouldn't want to give her, but maybe Broyles, the guy who I have fun with sometimes person, would. You know what I'm saying? Could be a way to access his house, his files, his mind. Just the end of this episode threw me, and so now everything that has to do with Nina Sharp and Massive Dynamic, I'm like, I don't trust it. You know, I just don't trust it. And it's kind of frustrating, right? Because it makes me trust William Bell less. And not that I ever had a great trust in William Bell to begin with, but as I have told you guys before, the fact that he is Leonard Nimoy does, you know, it makes me more prone to want to trust him and believe that what he's saying is true. Okay, so now that we have, you know, discussed the ways in which Massive Dynamic have completely betrayed us and our trust is nothing, with them, we're back to square one, zero trust. Let's talk about other things in this episode. Hopefully more coherently. Maybe not, though, based off of that. But we do need to talk about Walter and Peter and the way that this episode really kind of peeled another layer of their relationship open for us to see. One, I think that it's really interesting the way that Peter closes off emotionally when his mother is mentioned. And I've been noticing this for a couple episodes now, and I don't know that I've mentioned it before, but Joshua Jackson really does a great job of just looking like he mentally shuts down when Walter mentions his mom, or even like certain aspects of his childhood. And I'm wondering now, like I said at the end of the episode, I think they're speaking of his mom in the past tense. And I feel like in season 1, when Peter and Olivia were looking through that house and talking about his mom and everything, like, she didn't seem to be dead, right? It seemed like she's out there somewhere and she's living her life, and we might meet her at some point and see her and Walter interact, and that would be really fascinating. This episode, it almost seemed like she was gone, right? And I don't know if Walter is just speaking that way because she's gone from his life and he doesn't expect to ever see her again or have any sort of relationship with her again because of the things that went on between them. So that's really interesting. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to take that she's dead from that or not. So if it's not a spoiler, you guys can let me know. If it is a spoiler, do not tell me, please. But all of that to say that it's really interesting that Peter shuts down emotionally when Walter mentions his mother. And I think that it's because Walter, this is pure speculation because we have only heard bits of Walter talking about Peter's mom. And in this episode, he talked about her kindly. But in previous episodes in season 1, he did not. He really did not talk about her kindly. So I'm assuming that the end of the relationship was very messy. Of course, as we know, this woman, Peter's mother, mourned the loss of her child and then was given another Peter from World B, aka our Peter, and she had to raise him and love him and act like he was her son that she had been raising for the past 7 years. And that's gotta be horrifically traumatic for her. Like, I've said it before, but I cannot imagine the trauma that this woman went through to watch her child die, lose him. God, see, it always gets me. Watch what that did to her husband, lose him in a way, and then here's your kid, but it's not your kid because you don't have any of the experiences that you had. You didn't raise this baby, you didn't carry this baby in your stomach, you know what I'm saying. But you didn't carry this baby, you didn't feed him, you didn't wake up with him in the middle of the night, you didn't learn all of his little personality tricks and traits and all that stuff, So I don't know. I think that it really makes me sad to think about Peter's mom and what she went through. And that's not even to get started on Walter and Peter's mom in World B, whose son was taken. And they never know what happened to him. It's so tragic. And I love Walter, this Walter, our Walter. And I love Peter, this Peter, our Peter. But the destruction that lays in the wake of everything that Walter did is a lot. He forever altered many lives, and all of that to say, it was interesting to see the way that Walter talked about her in this episode being so different than what we have seen before. And it's interesting, and we got a new piece of the information that we did not have before, which is that William Bell actually introduced Walter to Peter's mom, whose name I don't think we've ever gotten, but maybe we haven't, I just missed it. He introduced them in Berlin. I don't know if that has to do with anything, but I wrote it down. putting it in here and trying to remember it, and we'll see if that has relevance in the future. It was also a lot for me, as you saw, I cried, to see Walter so scared and so lost for what to do because he lost Peter, and to say, like, I can't lose him again, you know? And of course, that could easily be seen as I spent 17 years without him in St. Clair's. I lost that relationship and I didn't see him for so long, and I got him back, and now I can't lose him again. But of course, we, the audience, know that he's speaking from a much more literal place of, I loved my son, I lost my son, I got my son, and now I love him, and I can't lose him, you know? And it's... John Noble is a fucking incredible actor, and I don't know if he won any awards for this, but he should have, okay? He should have won, like, fucking awards. Probably not, though, because this is a science fiction show, and they do not like to give awards to science fiction shows, no matter how great the acting is. Also, okay, so since I'm now suspicious of everything Massive Dynamic, everything William Bell, everything Nina Sharp, was there an ulterior motive when Belle introduced William and Peter's mom? Walter and Peter's mom. I don't trust you, Leonard Nimoy. I mean, I trust Leonard Nimoy completely. I don't trust the character you play. Not anymore. Sorry, guys. Okay, this is the last thing I want to say. When that kid said, like, his dad had been lying, Tyler said his dad had been lying to him his entire life about his mom and everything like that, I feel like it was kind of, because they had drawn so many parallels between him and Peter already, you know, of course, some of them, Peter's a million times the person that kid was, but they had drawn so many parallels that I can't help but wonder if I live in fear of the day that Peter finds out that he's from World B and that Walter did what he did to get him to World A that we're in right now. And so, yeah, I feel like that's a parallel that is kind of foreshadowing that Peter is going to be very upset and very unhappy when he finds out the truth of what Walter's been lying to him about for a good majority of his life. And I'm not ready for that conversation. It's like, part of me wants it to happen because I want to get it over with, get the fallout over with, get all of that over with so that we can start building their relationship back from where I feel it's going to crash and burn. But another part of me is like, maybe we just never tell Peter, you know, like, and I know that that's not fair and he deserves to know the truth, and like maybe his family in another world deserve to know the truth too, but it's just like, I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared. And this episode did not help me feel better about that inevitability. Oh my gosh, you guys, I almost forgot. I did want to talk about Walter and seeing Massive Dynamic and his moment of saying, I guess William couldn't wait because it was their dream to start something like Massive Dynamic together. And that was so sad. And it breaks my heart because I think that Massive Dynamic was Walter's dream, you know, something that to that scale. Like, they wanted to create a place where they could change the world, or, you know, do things that a little basement lab in Harvard maybe didn't afford them the opportunity to do. And for Walter to see that dream realized, but without him, I think was very difficult and very sad for Walter. And it really hit him. And I think that Walter has kind of very much a tragic story too. You know, he spent 17 years of his life in St. Clair's, and his life kind of paused, right? Like, where he could have been doing all these things and accomplishing all of these things that he wanted to do, he instead was stagnant and stuck in the same place where he couldn't even trust his own mind because they didn't let him. Like we've talked about before, like when Olivia trusted Walter to help in the investigation in the first episode, and he said, thank you. I think she was the first person to trust him to do something in 17 years, and that's very significant and important. And I think that, I don't know, I think that Walter seeing this, I think that a part of him has to mourn the loss of what could have been had the fire not happened, had he not been found in some part responsible and been sent to St. Clair's, like, that's a big loss. He missed 17 years of Peter's life. He missed 17 years of his life. Like, that's a big deal. And yet, seeing Massive Dynamic is him seeing that even though his life was stagnant and stopped, it's just this reminder that other people's lives didn't stop, that their lives kept going. And that's got to be really hard for him, because this is a dream that they discovered together and he didn't get to be a part of it. And I think that him saying, I guess he couldn't wait, tells us that a part of Walter wanted him to wait and trusted that he might wait, and that their friendship, their relationship, the love that they presumably had for one another, Walter thought was maybe more important than William did. And I just think it was a fascinating moment. Like, I don't know, you guys, I just love when we see the more vulnerable, soft, honest parts of Walter, and we see him really take a step back and allow himself to feel the sad things that he's feeling. I think it's important, and it allows for more vulnerability, and I love to see vulnerability and stuff in a character. I don't know. All right, you guys, I think that is all that I have to say and ramble at you about in this episode. There's probably more that I'm forgetting, honestly, but I'm gonna let you go. As always, if you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already, which really helps me out and lets me to keep doing this with you guys. You can also watch the next episode right now over on Patreon, which is linked in the description down below if you're watching this on YouTube, as well as the entire full-length reaction to this episode and every episode that I have seen thus far of Fringe. It is over there as well. Until next time. Bye, guys.